How you doing today, folks? So today I have a review for the North Arms Skaha. This is a S35 VN knife. Great steel. Better stuff out there to be sure, but for EDC purposes, it's a pretty damn nice one. So I want to highlight the action first of all. So the Skahas are made of, people call them unobtainium. They're really, really hard to get. They're not impossible by any means, but they are a pain in the ass. So I purchased this off of the secondary market. I'm not really too sure how long ago. It's been a little bit though. It definitely has been carried. Has not been used because I have other knives that are users, and this is just, I don't know. I just kind of like fidgeting with it at home, and I know they're hard to get, so I wasn't trying to use this too bad and then damage it and prevent resale or, I don't know, just if something happens to it, it's pretty hard to get it repaired. Also, it's from Canada, so I got to ship all the way to Canada, which is not cheap. Pain in the ass. Something can always get confiscated. Like it's kind of a nightmare. So this is in the semi-transparent red G10. I have not seen them do this in a long time. So to the best of my knowledge, this finish is no longer offered. So that's cool, I guess. It has this nice wired clip. Personally, I happen to really like wired clips. They're simple, but they definitely do the job very well. It also has this milling texture on it that makes it very unique. From what I heard, it's kind of a gunk magnet, but at the same time, a lot of different knives with folders and things like that tend to be that anyways. The action is so smooth though on this. If you want to just whip it closed, it just drops straight down. Very nice. The ergos, again, I have a pretty large hand, so the ergos on this are actually really good. There's no real hot spots to speak of. You can choke up on it if you happen to have smaller fingers. I do not, so I'm going to cut myself if I try. But there is enough there to where if you have a reasonably sized hand, you might be able to get a little bit of choking on there. But it is a pretty decent sized knife. Well, actually, let me correct that. It is a smaller knife. It's definitely an EDC-able size, but just the way it's designed, it fits pretty well. Despite the fact of its size, my really large hands, it definitely fits, which is nice. It isn't the most ideal thing, but it fits, and it's not covered in hot spots, which most smaller knives, even really high quality knives for me, because I have these giant hands, are just absolute hot spots, nightmares everywhere. So there's something really interesting about this knife. It's made from a very small team of people, honestly, and you can just really tell that they love what they do. This doesn't come in when you can find them. Secondary market normally between, I don't know, man, $230 is about the average, but yeah, man. Generally speaking, like if you happen to get this direct from them, this is my second Skaha. My first one has a bit of a story to it. I'll get into that a little later. This is my second Skaha. This one again is kind of a safe queen. But if you can manage to get them from the actual manufacturer, which they do come available every now and again, there's a bit of a wait. Normally it's about a year. It's about $200. For the quality, for the fit, the finish, and the action, I don't know if you can hear this, man, but just listen. Like, it just thwacks out. It's so nice. It almost has like an auto sound to it, and it drops. Picture an auto that, both flicks out with authority and then drops with the same authority. That's damn near what this is. You can disengage this lock bar, and it just swings closed immediately. And if you don't move your hand, you will get cut. Now, that might seem a little scary to some people, but once you get the hang of it, it's an absolutely wonderful fidget-friendly knife. Just flies out of the handle. You don't even really have to push hard. Just a little light switch and it just rockets out. So, I mentioned the other little story. So, my dad had one of these knives. My dad is a very hard, tough man. And so his was a carbon fiber scale, which I found out later on. I guess he had swapped to the carbon fiber because it didn't come out at that point in time. The carbon fiber was a relatively recent thing. And his was a couple of years old, one of the first productions, I think. I'm not positive on that. And so he gave me the option to to buy it off of him, which none of you know my father, but that's kind of a gift. He doesn't really sell anything. He doesn't do anything like that. He's I don't know. I wouldn't call him a nice man. I love my dad, but he's something. So anyways, he gave me the option to buy this piece, or not this piece, but a similar piece. And that was my user for a long time. Recently, I happened to get some chemicals on some of the carbon fiber and kind of melted a little bit. But yeah. So prior to that happening, I used the hell out of this knife. Again, there's no real hot spots. I beat the crap out of that thing. And honestly, I got this with the intention of doing the same, but I can't. It's too good. Honestly, this is probably going to get sold really quickly here or traded because this should be used, and I'm just not using it. People who consider knives safe queens kind of drive me crazy. It's a tool. Tool's meant to be used. But for this one, I kind of understand. So, yeah, that will be gone probably by the time this video airs, because it's going to go up on probably tonight, and these sell very quickly. So, before we end it, I'll do a couple size comparisons. That is a heavily modified paramilitary 2. Roughly the same size as the PM2. It's definitely smaller, but it is the general kind of feel of it. The PM2 is a very long knife, but it has this very ergonomic handle. And the Skaha features the same thing. Again, the blade on the PM2 is a little bit longer, but not by too much. So there's that. We're also going to do a Griptilian. A couple of just standard knives that most knife people own. Very, very similar to the Griptilian. Scales are about the same size, width, length, whole nine. It's not really too surprising that the Griptilian is as popular as it is, and same thing with the North Arms knife Skaha, because they are very similar. So a bit more in camera. Also, this micarta that I got on this is wearing in so nicely. Oh, I love this knife. Because it is my channel, let's compare this to the Paragon Knives Warlock, my resident unboxing knife. Obviously much smaller than the Warlock. Warlock, again, being a very big knife. And because, again, this is my channel, something ridiculous. Obviously much, much smaller than the heater. If this was comparable to the heater, I would be worried. So that is the size comparisons for your North Arms Skaha. And that's 35 VN with a red semi-transparent G10. So I was joking with a buddy of mine when I first got this, because it looked a little darker in the actual pictures. This is like an embryo color. I don't know if embryo red is a thing, but this is some embryo red. But anyways, I'm going to cut it here. So this is a great knife overall. If you have the opportunity to get it on the secondary market, do so. Again, if you pay more than around $250 for it, you're overpaying. They will come around. They do come very quickly though. So if you watch it pop up on Reddit, Blade forums, any type of Discord community or secondary market in general, Instagram or Facebook, buy it quickly. It will not be there in about 10 minutes. It is really a first come, first serve. Generally speaking, first person who sees it is the first person to buy it, and that's just the end of the sale. So if you like what you saw here today, please like and subscribe. I'm a very small channel, so it helps me out a great deal. I do not monetize my channel, so you don't have to worry about watching ads or any of the other sponsored bullshit. That's just not who I am as a person at all. I'm here to talk about the hobby and things that I love and discuss with my community, which is small at the moment, but here's hoping we grow. So take care. Thank you very much. Again, please like, subscribe, hit that stupid little bell icon so you can be notified when I post up new content. I am very, very active in the comment section, so feel free to message me there and talk to me. I'm also on Instagram on the same exact name, just Kyle J. Lanfear. Look me up. I'll add you. Your chances are you'll get a personal message from me immediately thanking you for subscribing or following me. Again, I try to be very active. I want to talk to all of you, understand all of you, and just kind of keep this wonderful community growing and learning about new content, new items. So thank you very much for your time. Take care and have a wonderful day, life, and everything in between. Take care.